Welcome to another Supernatural Stories episode. Today we have a story from Raihan, and he works as a security guard at UBI. So, this is his story. I work full-time at my job as a security guard in UBI, taking care of this industrial building. There is a lot of rumors of people hanging themselves in the office or sightings at night. Seeing Pontianak in the corridor is quite usual, but for me, I do not believe in it until this one night. So, I was patrolling with one of my partner. We were working the night shift at this industrial building. When I looked at the wristwatch, it's already 12 midnight, and we have to patrol to see if there's anyone else left in the building. So, walking to our clocking point, we suddenly heard sounds of people walking at the corridor. So we went to the direction of the sound just to walk towards a dead end. So, finding it weird, we split up and checked the offices. Suddenly, my partner told me he wanted to go to the toilet, so I said okay, and he went off. As he was in the toilet, I continued searching for the sound, but after a few minutes of searching, I found there was no one left in the building as it was all empty and dark. Soon after, I heard my partner on my walkie-talkie saying he's in the control room. I headed back down to the control room and saw my friend sitting there. Sorry, my neck hurts. As I talked to him, I asked him, "Why you leave me upstairs in the dark?" Then I told him, "Next time, communicate better." Then I faced my backwards towards my bag to take out my food to eat. As I turned my back to face at him, he disappeared suddenly. At that moment, I heard my partner on the walkie-talkie calling me, asking for my location and if I heard loud stomping noise on the level. Before I could reply to him, suddenly he shouted on the walkie-talkie, saying, "Help! Help! Ah! Ah! Help! Oi! Rehan!" I panicked as I think, who was there in the room with me sitting on the chair, and why is my partner still in the building patrolling? The thing that made me confused is who was that on the radio at the start telling me to come back to the control room. Suddenly, I saw my partner running out of the building, screaming and breathing hard. When he reached the control room, I asked him what happened. He sat down on the chair and told me he was in the toilet peeing, and while peeing, he heard footsteps outside the toilet, walking loudly. Thinking it was me, he shouted for my name. And when no one answered, he went out of the toilet and looked at the corridor, thinking I would be there. Then he turned into the toilet again to wash his hands. Suddenly, he saw a big black shadow in the toilet near the cubicles. He took a step back, and while walking backwards from the toilet, the dark shadow became bigger and bigger, and when he turned to look at the corridor, what he saw was a lady in white standing in the corridor facing him. He froze. After a few seconds, he ran as fast as he could and shouted. And while running, he looked back and saw the lady in white, the Pontianak, following him and laughing at him. He then asked me, why am I in the security office? I told him, you asked me to come back here to the office. And when I went out of the office into the control room, I saw you sitting in the office. Confused, we all just waited for our shift to end in 8 hours. And when we do clocking, we brought our lights and stick as close as possible. Thank you. And this is my story. So that is an amazing story from Raihan. Thanks Raihan for the story. And we have a lot of good ghost stories coming up, and supernatural stories will be coming back with 2 episodes per week. So like if you enjoyed this video and share with everyone you know. And if you have your own ghost stories, do share with us in the comment section below. Good night.